Alright, so today I'm going to walk through the harmonic tagging process in REV. I've got our Camaro acceleration already loaded up for us to look at. Now what you're seeing in this window is actually a visualization of the frequency content of the sound, and each one of the lines that you can see here is actually a single harmonic or a partial that makes up the overall sound of the car. When you add them all together, you'll get that signature V8 sound. If you listen to any one of them by themselves, it would just sound like a very pure sine tone, pitching up over time. Now, since we know we're looking at a V8, I would expect there to be a strong eighth harmonic. The first harmonic I see that's stronger than the others is right here, and so I'm going to guess that that's the eighth harmonic. And if we count down, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It seems accurate, but you'll notice that we don't have much detail in these low frequencies. And that's because this is actually so low that it's beyond the threshold of hearing, and most microphones don't even record it. So it's very important for us to actually extrapolate from a higher harmonic to determine what this fundamental frequency is. And we're going to use that fundamental frequency to calculate where the cycle boundaries are. Now, in most cases, you won't have to worry about any of that because we've got this handy auto tag feature. You just click the auto tag button, you set your start point, and REV automatically figures out what the harmonic structure is. You begin tracking. And you're done. Now let's talk about manual tagging. So what we've got here is a sliding harmonic series guide. Now let's say REV for some reason had problems with auto tagging. You can go in, switch to manual tagging mode, and line up the grid with the visualization of the frequencies. Now my cursor is actually on the eighth harmonic. You can change that setting in this menu, harmonics, change harmonic to tag, and here we've got a whole bunch of harmonics that you can actually select. So if it was a V6, you might click 6, go back to manual tagging, and now your cursor is sitting on the sixth harmonic. However, we know this is a V8, so I'm going to set that back to 8. Now all we have to do is try and line the guide up with the picture. Now you can see here I've got really good alignment. I click and I get the same result that I got from auto tagging, and I could begin tracking and I'd be fine. What happens if you misidentify a harmonic? Well, let's say we were tracking the fourth harmonic because we didn't know it was a V8. Let me clear these harmonics first, get a better picture. So I try to line these up and I think, yes, that looks pretty good. It's lined up. I click. Now everything looks fine, except you'll notice here that the RPM is at 7,000. Now I'm in the middle of this file. I can assume that it's because it's a V8 that at this end it's probably not going to be much over 6,000, 7,000 RPM, and down here it's going to be somewhere around 1,500 RPM. So obviously this RPM is wrong. And what I've actually done purposefully is tagged it an octave too high. Now I can lower that tagging by simply clicking this button. It drops the harmonic series down, and we can see now that our RPM is at 3,400, which is much more in line with what you'd expect in the middle of this acceleration. So let's start the tracking. And we're done. Thanks for listening.